Hello, everyone. My name is Seb Valentin, and I'm really glad to be back here with you guys for yet another story video. Now, this one's coming in a little bit late. I apologize for that. I had a bit of a long week. I went on vacation for a few days and saw friends, so that's why I wasn't really able to upload on the usual schedule, which is Fridays. Doing Fridays and Tuesdays right now, but it's good that I went to go visit that friend because that's kind of what today's video is about. It's about community. It's about having friends. So I'll open up the video with talking about kind of the whole conflict behind it. The idea that came to me when I was thinking about making this video is, when you want to like do a big upbringing, or how do I say it? You want to do a project or something that is going to take a lot of work and you're not sure if you can do it alone. You're kind of like, oh, I don't know, like this seems like a lot of work and maybe I can do it alone, maybe I can't. It might be better to do it with friends anyways, or with someone to support me at my side, something like that. And sometimes, though, it's hard to find people that have the same goals as you, or even ones that sort of support you, support what you want to do. Sometimes it turns out where we don't want to bother people, It's not that we think our ideas are worthless, but we don't want to bother people we don't want to put a burden on them and be like, oh, like you should help me with my thing, We think seems almost a bit selfish, so we don't do it. We might find it hard, too, to reach out to other people and even ask the question. Even though the worst they can say is no, we still sometimes struggle with even asking the question, hey, could you, help me with this project that I have in mind? And then I would say the last thing that really stops us from inviting community and, having our friends and our family be there to help us with our goals and what we want to achieve in life is pride. We let pride get in the way a lot of the time. We think to ourselves, no, we can't do this by ourselves. Like, I can do this. It's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way. I'm not worried right now. Like, I'm not going to bother anyone, X, Y, Z, the other. We tell ourselves these stories. And this can be dangerous. This can be dangerous. This could lead to a behavior that you start believing that you never need to ask for help, which is just the complete opposite of what we should be doing, because life is not meant to be this like single player game. We're here, we're social creatures, we're social animals. We're meant to be with others and share in them, in our thoughts and our experiences. And I'll get a little more deep into that in a second, but the wisdom that is found in the scripture that we can use to help combat this is Proverbs 27:17, which says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Now, this is a pretty simple Bible verse, but it is a very, very good one. And you see a lot of people use it in the same context. Like, it's telling us to reach out, to find that community, to find those people, those questions and those things that we're worried about, not being able to do it by ourselves. This wisdom from God is telling us, don't do it by yourself. Find those people, find that community. So that leads to my first point, is to just ask for help. Like I said earlier, the worst thing someone can say is no. They say no, and like, okay, you go on and you try to find someone else to help you out, and you can just ask, okay, maybe if you can't directly help me, maybe just ask for support. People are not just, they're not just going to be, especially if they're friends or family, they're not just going to be like, no, I won't support you. That's sort of an irrational thought to even have, unless you're doing something bad. But obviously, this is all geared towards positive things, adding, creating, that sort of thing. It's really important to find these people, which is why it's step one, because once you find these people to help you out on your journey, you can bounce ideas off them. You can bounce off experiences, like maybe you've gone through this, or they've gone through another thing. And we'll use this as an example, like a YouTube channel. Having maybe a friend or family member who's had their own YouTube channel, and maybe they stopped it for whatever reason, or maybe they're famous right now or something like that. Not necessarily famous, but like they've accrued a community. Asking them, picking their brain, being like, hey, how'd you do this? How'd you format this? How did you get more followers? How did you get more people to really enjoy your content? And obviously I'm just using that as an example, but you're able to understand their experiences and their story, and then you can use and apply what you're learning to, complete your own goal, if that's your goal. And this can be applied to any goal that you want to achieve. It's always good to find people who went through similar things, because then you can kind of, how did their path go? And what can I learn from that? So it's all about, using those resources. That's super important. And the third thing I want to cover here is being open to change. It all kind of comes back to pride. Pride is what stops us from changing and from wanting to grow and to learn. We think that everything that we know now is perfect, and everything that we know now is exactly what's going to lead us to where we need to be. There's not going to be any sort of change. But no, like, the lifestyle and the life we live now, when compared to this new goal that we have in mind, is not going to lead us to success with this goal. Right? It has to be some sort of change, no matter how small it is. We might be living a nearly perfect, lifestyle for the goals we're trying to achieve, but change is always going to happen. And you think about it like this: you're not the same person you were a week ago. You might think you are, obviously, like, oh, I'm maybe physically the same person or whatever, but the amount of thoughts you've had, I think it's 6,000 thoughts a day you have over the span of a week. Different, you're connecting different things, you go through different experiences. Life can change in the blink of an eye, it's you're not the same person you were. So change is always constantly happening. We just need to be able to accept it and to be able to use it to our advantage and to reach the goals that we have in mind. So I kind of shared that YouTube example as something that's more personal, but I also have a story, because this is another story-based episode. And that actually has to do, again, with YouTube. I tried starting a podcast about 2 years ago, and it was something I kind of just jumped into. It was just really ambitious, and I had a lot of aspirations for it. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to start it up, get all my friends to help me out. They'll be my guest on the podcast, and we'll talk about different things, self-help, that sort of thing. It's quite the journey, honestly. I never really tried YouTube before, and I was just like, and I guess I had all the podcast apps and everything as well, and it was strange. It was a lot of work, but I remember learning something new every time that I made a new video, like how to edit better, how to process my videos faster, XYZ, the other thing. I would get more of this like streamlined process, and I'd be learning a lot of things while I was doing this, but I didn't get there alone. Like, I had my friends as my guests, and it was like sort of this trial run. We'd sit there and talk, and it was just like having conversation, like a regular conversation with them. But we would kind of pick a topic and make it a little bit more planned out, if that makes sense. It was still like, there was no way I could have done it without the support of those people, because along with them being on the podcast, they would also support me. They'd give me ideas. They'd pick out, oh, maybe try doing this instead of this. Maybe like that will capture the attention of the audience more. Or, you're doing this very well, like keep doing that. That sort of thing. Like, I had started building up a community within one that I already had, and all it simply took was me asking for help, asking for feedback. And I know it may be hard sometimes to get to that point, but start small. Start with someone who you're closest with and ask them for feedback. Ask them for help. Someone who you don't really fear asking. And then start branching out to other friends and other people in your life. And you'll slowly see that some will give you some feedback, some will try to help you out. Others may not be as helpful or not really know how to help you out. And that's okay. That's okay. And now the flip side of this verse, which I want to cover, is, to really grow And to really see this change, we need to be on the other side of this. We need to be the person that sharpens another person, the iron that sharpens the other iron, you know? We should devote ourselves to just helping out more. You know, talking to our friends, sending them encouragement throughout the week. It doesn't have to be anything big, but just let people know more often that you're there for them and you're there to support them. And it should be out of selflessness. You know, you should do it from the heart. You shouldn't do it because you're expecting them to help you with your goals and your projects. You should just want to reach out and, you know, be this light for other people, be this positive light, and this give them a sense of like encouragement, like I'm here for you, I'm your friend, you know, I care about you and I care about what you're doing, and I want you to succeed in all that you do in life. That right there is true friendship and true community. When we no longer seek something else from others, you know, we seek to give, we seek to serve. And in this way this is how we enact what Christ wants us to here on earth. This is how we do his will. Part of it is by serving others. A topic that's really important, I think about a lot, is servant leadership. You know, when you're in charge of a group of people, and I would say you can look at this in a friend group, not necessarily saying you're like in charge of the friend group or anything, but be the one friend in the friend group who is that servant leader. You take initiative to serve before other people serve you. And you do it out of, you know, the goodness and the genuine want to improve the lives of your friends. And you'll see that God will work wonders in your life the more you choose to serve and to help other people. That is the key, and that is the essence of community. And so, just to kind of cap it off and end this video, or conclude it rather, I'm going to give you guys some more actionable tips and things to do. First, I would say surround yourself with, you know, those people that want to help you out, you know? And I'm not saying drop anyone who doesn't want to help you out. Obviously, you know, be a good neighbor to everyone, but keep close to those that want to help you and that want to see you win and that want to see you succeed. Be there for them. And, you know, they'll be there for you, obviously, if they're there to support you. Another thing, without any expectation this week, send a nice message to someone. Say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing well and that everything is, you know, just going well. Yeah, basically. Just reaching out to someone you haven't talked to in a while. I think I've mentioned that before in other videos, but I think it's really important to reach out to others, you know. Life is short. Don't take it for granted, you know. And then the last thing I would say as an actionable tip is to stick to your mission and your vision and whatever goal you're trying to achieve. I think it's okay to update it as life moves forward and thoughts and different things change. Like I said, things are consistently changing, but you shouldn't completely change your mission or your vision. It should stay, you know, once you find your true mission and your vision, it's rock solid to your core. Like you maybe update it here and there, but it has the same, you know, it has the same purpose, the same meaning, the same what's the word? The same structure, you know, the same baseline. So yeah, that was just a few little things to give you guys to end off the video. I'm glad to be back and making videos again. I ask you guys that if you enjoy this type of content, you share it with other people and support the channel. I'll be praying for you guys, and I ask that you pray for me. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.